What's up guys, my name is Adapt and welcome back to another video on my channel. So in today's video we have a slightly different video for you guys. I'm going to show you guys my Premier League team of the season predictions for this year. Apologies for the small face cam and stuff like that. Apologies for the messy room in the background as well. But yeah, so these cards, right, they're not like in proportion, they're not like all the same size and stuff like that. I'm not great at GFX, as you guys can see, like making all these graphics and stuff like that, but I can only get better. If you guys saw my graphics years ago, you would have laughed your heads off. Like I made an Alexis Sanchez card, some of my friends know this, which was absolutely terrible. Like I'll react to it in the future or something, but it was just disgusting. But I've got a bit better here now. Obviously some cards are bigger than the others. Like I did this over the span of 2 days. I did a couple of hours. It didn't take me 2 days. It took me like 1 or 2 hours 2 days ago and 1 or 2 hours yesterday. But I've got this video for you guys, so smash that like button, subscribe to the channel and all of that, because this did take me a long time, and it's just interesting for me to see how many predictions I actually got right. So I've wasted a lot of time. Apologies for the tiny phase cam as well. I had to like get all the cards for you on the screen. So first of all, we have Ederson. Now you'll find the person first up is the person in the first 11, and this guy, the second guy, is the person in the on the substitutes bench. But you guys might think different from me as well. Like I didn't spend too much time thinking about this, because getting the cards and actually sorting out this whole graphic thing took quite a bit of time. So for example, Otamendi and Azpilicueta will be in my starting 11, and these two would be on the bench as a centre back. So Ederson, I gave him in the starting 11 simply because his performances in Man City in goal. I did like take some stuff off of Fantasy Premier League. I'll give you some stats, and I did look at some other YouTubers' videos to see what their opinions are. I could also see Pope getting a team of the season maybe as well. He's been incredible for Burnley. He just had a great season. But I gave Ederson the starting put him in the starting 11 simply because like Man City have been dominant this like in this year in the league this season. But however, De Gea has 152 points on Fantasy Premier League this season. So like saves and stuff, he's performed better, but I have to give it to Ederson because he's obviously the keeper in the most successful team in the season. I gave him a 93 rated card. Obviously with the ratings and stuff, I didn't like proper think about it and stuff like that. But 90 diving, 92 reflexes, 88 handling, 72 speed, 89 kicking and 88 positioning I gave him. Like his highest card so far I think is his 87 rated ones to watch card, which I do have in my club right now. Yeah, it is. So I can see him most definitely getting a team of the season. Next to him we have 97 rated De Gea. He's been the best keeper in the league according to Fantasy Premier League. The amount of points and stuff he's managed to rack up, 152 points compared to Ederson's 141. He's arguably like the best keeper in the world. He's definitely up there. He's got a team of the year card as well, which is 97 rated. So I gave his team of the season card also a 97 rated card. 97 with 97 diving, 98 reflexes. You guys can see the rest of the in-game, well, the stats I gave him right there. And for my first centre back, I have Otamendi. Now according to Fantasy Premier League, if we go to the top defenders, you've got Azpilicueta, you've got Alonso, and we've got Otamendi coming in third place. 145 points he managed to score this season, and he's been in that dominant Man City squad. I can give the whole Man City squad the team of the season card, but unfortunately that's not how it works, and that's not how EA are going to do it. 94 rated centre back. He's the highest rated centre back in the league. The best performing centre back in the league. Well, according to this, it's Azpilicueta, but in my opinion, I gave him the highest rated, simply because obviously Man City have just been amazing this year. If we check fantasy, Footbin, he's already got so many inform cards, and yeah, he's got 2 inform cards, and his recent inform is 87 rated, so that's a decent jump from an 87 to a 94 rated card. Next one we have Cesar Azpilicueta, according to Fantasy Premier League, the most successful defender in the Premier League this season. If we can click on his stats, so can I see what his stats have been? So if you go to history, I'm not going to try and play around with this too much, but he's scored 154 points this season, and he's got some pretty good cards this year. He's got a position change card, a foot birth, in foot birthday he got the right back Azpilicueta, and he's also had a footmas card and an inform card. Extremely consistent this year, and he's helped Chelsea a lot in their performance this season. Next up we have a player from a slightly worse team, or team lower down in the Premier League, and that is going to be Nathan Ake. And I was looking at other YouTubers prediction videos, and Nathan Ake came up, and I just looked at the guy on Fantasy Premier League, and he's been doing bits for Bournemouth. 92 points. He's in on the first page in Fantasy Premier League, not too far away from the bottom, and to be honest, EA are going to put some players from lower leagues in here. I gave him an 88 rated card, which I think is fair, and these stats, I did it according to other players of the same rating and stuff like that. So for example, 94 rated centre back Otamendi, I look at Maldini's 94 centre back prime card, and I'll kind of come to a middle ground there. Also, we have Vertonghen. I have to give it to him. He's been extremely consistent in the Tottenham defence. 114 points in this Fantasy Premier League season. So he's been doing well for Tottenham. And where are Tottenham in the league right now? I don't even know. They're top 4, I believe. I think Tottenham are top 4. Maybe not, but 82 pace I gave him, 85 defending and 81 physical, and I gave him a 91 rated card. Left wing back in a not so great Man U defense. Not really not so great Man U defense. I mean to talk about the Arsenal defense right there, but Young, he's just been a good left back this season. There aren't many great ones, but Young, he popped out to me a lot. He's going to be an extremely overpowered card this year. His team of the season card, if he gets one, is going to be extremely overpowered as well. I can't find him on Fantasy Premier League right now, but I know he's had a decent season from the games I've watched of him. Next to him we have Nacho Monreal, the only Arsenal player in a poor Arsenal squad, which I can warrant actually getting a team of the season card. I gave him an 89 left back card, and he's been quite consistent for Arsenal. If we can check here, yeah, 118 points in Fantasy Premier League, so he's really stepped up this season. Bellerin is the next Arsenal fullback on 107 points, but Monreal I believe will get a team of the season card. For right back here, we have Valencia. I didn't put another right back. I should have put another right back, but fortunately I forgot to. Valencia, he's been the 4th best defender in the Premier League according to Fantasy Premier League, and he scored 136 points this season. If we can check if he's got any other special cards this FIFA, I'm sure he's had an inform. Yeah, he's had an 85 rated inform, so 85 to 91 rated jump. It's interesting to see how many of these cards I do get right. And then we have the player, the best forward in the Premier League at the moment, Mohamed Salah. Rapid on the ball, amazing dribbling. this guy, I think he's top scorer in the Premier League right now, and he deserves a 98 rated card, definitely. If not 98, probably 99 rated, but obviously EA have got Ronaldo as a cover star and stuff like that, so they can't really make Salah higher rated than him, but I'd give him a 99 rated card, definitely. Just, he's on another level to every other forward in the Premier League this season. According to Fantasy Premier League, he's the most consistent player on the site. If we go to forwards here, where's Salah? Can't quite find him. Yeah, maybe he's on midfielders here. Yeah, he is. So he comes under midfielder on this website, but he's been a forward for Liverpool this season. 273 points. Like, he trumps. He's the highest scoring player in the league this season by a mile. Absolutely incredible. Like, what we've seen this guy do, he's broken like boundaries in the Premier League this season. It's just been a joy to watch him in the league. Then we have Raheem Sterling, who stepped up this season. I gave him a 94 rated card. Extremely rapid player, 97 pace, 88 shooting, 92 dribbling and 88 passing. He's a good personality as well. After Salah in midfield, according to Fantasy Premier League, he scored 190 points. And he's also got, I'm sure he's got a few informs this FIFA. Yeah, he's had 2 informs, and he's obviously got a Path to Glory card in the cam position. So he jumped from an 87 rated to a 94 for me. I didn't talk about how many like special cards Salah's got. It's absolutely ridiculous. He's got 3 informs, he's got a ones to watch, and he's got 2 award-winning cards. Player of the Month award-winning cards and a hero card. I think he's got the most special cards in the game. I'm not too sure about that, but he definitely deserves it. Then we have Leroy Sané, 93 left wing. This guy, I don't know how old he is. If I can check on Google right now. Absolute baller. He's got the physique. He's got everything like you'd like associate with a great player, guys. 22 years of age, and he's so rapid on the ball. He can do everything on the pitch. Like, what can't this guy do? That's what I think when watching him. And if we can check on Footbin how many other, yeah, he's got a Player of the Month card, he's got an inform, and he's got a Path to Glory card as well. So in my opinion, in other YouTubers like predictions and stuff, he didn't make it in there, but for me, he has to make it in there, and so has Raheem Sterling. I gave him 97 pace, 90 dribbling, 86 shooting, 86 passing, and 85 physical. Next up, we have Heung-min Son, 94 rated left wing card I gave him, which, if it happens, it's going to be absolutely criminal. Imagine a 94 left wing Son running around with 93 pace, 90 shooting, 91 dribbling, 87 physical, and 87 passing. It's going to be an absolute monstrous card, and this gets me so excited for Team of the Season. If I can check right now on Fantasy Premier League, he scored 161 points. He's got a total score of 161 points on Fantasy Premier League, which is he's the 5th or the 6th. I think he's the 6th highest midfielder rated on this site. So he's also had some other inform cards, I believe, if I can check. Heung-min Son, yep, he's had 3 inform cards. Absolutely incredible player, guys. So like, I can definitely see him getting a Team of the Season card as well. Next up, we have Kevin De Bruyne, an absolutely great playmaker in the league, and an absolutely amazing side. 88 pace, 99 dribbling, 96 shooting, 97 passing, and 91 physical. He's got a Team of the Year card already. Like, this Team of the Season card is going to be absolutely crazy, and I believe it will happen. I think it will happen, guys. There's no way that this guy is missing out on Team of the Season. Next up, we have Eriksen. We've got quite a few Tottenham players in here. Tottenham have been clutching up this season, and Eriksen has scored 177 points on Fantasy Premier League this season. He's also got some other special cards, if I can check right here. Alright, he's got 2 inform cards, he's got a man of the match card, and he's got a hero card, and he's had a December upgrade as well. Like, why would you put it past him to get a team of the season card? Like, you'd be silly if you did. He's just a great card. 83 pace, 93 shooting, 95 passing, and 95 dribbling. Also, we've got David Silva next to him, 95 rated card, and he's come back with his new haircut, and I don't know what it is, man. He's just an amazing player, guys. Fantasy Premier League, 154 points he scored this season. I don't think he's played a load of games compared to other players, but when he's come in for Man City, he's like torn it up. Like, and I gave him 77 pace, 87 shooting, and 97 passing as well. I'm not sure if he's got any other special cards in the game. If I were to check David Silva right now, he's got 3 informs actually. That was silly of me to say that, because I've got his 91 rated red card, which is an absolute monster in game. 93 CDM Fernandinho, I had to put a CDM in there. Fernandinho has done a job in the Premier League this season. It's crazy what Guardiola's been able to do with Fernandinho. Like, from someone who wasn't that great on the pitch, he's an absolute monster in the defensive midfield. 85 pace, 84 shooting, 89 passing, 84 physical. It's just an amazing all-round card, the stats I've given him. And I'm sure that if this does happen, we're going to see him in pretty much loads of Premier League sides. If I'm to check fantasy stats right here. If I was to check the stats right here. He's not going to be, he's got 96 points, which for a CDM, I think that's the highest in the whole league. You have to take into account the position each player's playing, and obviously different position will have different scores and stuff like that. Next to him we have Firmino, which, you know what, Mane, Salah, Firmino, they're the ultimate trio in the league. I think, have they been the best in the league? I'm sure they have. 94 rated striker card. This has to happen, this card. He's got a Path to Glory card. He's also got, I'm not sure if he's got any informs. If I can check right here. If I check Firmino, like, he's not coming up right now. I don't know what it is, but if I was to type in, I think his first name's Roberto Firmino, yeah. So he's got an inform, he's got a team in a group stage, and he's got a Path to Glory, and he's got a second inform as well. So he has to get an inform card. Like, the amount of goals he scored this season, he's been vital in that. Liverpool scored 166 points as well, scored this season according to Fantasy Premier League, which is just great, man. Which is great for him, and it's great for Liverpool fans. Next up, we have Harry Kane. He's done it again, hasn't he? Last season, absolutely amazing, and this season, he's been just as good. The best forward, well, Salah is a forward in the Premier League. Don't know why Fantasy Premier League I've got that wrong, but the second best forward in my opinion. Well, according to Fantasy Premier League, he has 181 points. And he's just an absolute menace in the striker position. 90 pace, 99 shooting. This card will be extremely usable. Next to him, we've got Sergio Aguero, who's a great player as well. I'm sure he's had many informs. If I was to check here, Sergio Aguero, he's got an award-winning card. And has he got 4 inform cards? He's got 4. He has to get a Team of the Season card. And according to Fantasy Premier League, including Salah, he's the 3rd best striker in the whole Premier League. So he has to get one. And then we have these guys, which I'm sure which could make it on the subs bench. We have Marcos Alonso, which I gave a 90 rated card to. Decore, I don't know how to pronounce his name. And this guy as well, who's played well for Burnley. I did see other people, YouTubers, put him in the league, in their Team of the Season team. And it will make sense to have some slightly lower rated players in there as well. Not everyone could be 90 plus rated cards. And to be honest, he hasn't been that, they've been good for their teams this season. So that's pretty much it for this video. For right back, I forgot to put 2 right backs in this team of the season, but if I had to, according to this, the next best right back is Kyle Walker on 126 points. He'd probably get a right back card if like Valencia doesn't. So guys, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. This took me a long time to do, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys later. Peace.